Hey YouTube family, it's Kesa from Tolee Designs, and today I am focusing on how can I use all of my mismatch charms. So this is going to be bead soup or bead charm day, bead soup charms. What are we doing with these extra charms that we have laying around? I have a multitude of mismatch charms. As you can see, I've already started using those on here. I'm just using the ones that I feel like have the same tone, meaning they are silver, they have reds in them, they have certain blues in them, certain textures in them, and I'm going to make it into a charm necklace. Now, I still have this left. I have this one left. And I have some other ones I'm going to add on it. And so I'm basically turning this into a junk charm necklace. Why not? As I told you guys before, I am not buying any more items until I get rid of the items that I have. And I have so many charms that I can actually add on here. So what I'm doing is basically I'm taking what I have and I'm using it. I also have some more of these so I can blend them in. I have some of the clear ones that I can do. So I can take these two and add them in here because as you see, I already have those tones already, the red. So hopefully, guys, this will give you an idea of what you can do with those charms that you might have left over. You could also make bracelets out of those if you choose to. But right now, I want to use these to make a charm necklace. And guys, forgive me for the fan in the background. It's a little bit muggy in my house. All right, so I am going to be adding these on here. Now, in the midst of me gathering all this stuff together, y'all, I think I misplaced my jump rings, but I have more. It's all good. Now, I also have these charms as well. Look it. I told you I have a whole bunch of charms, and I'm going to somehow combine them some way. Okay? But right now, we're going to do this. I have a couple. I have a star here. I have a heart here. I have this big old heart there. I have this little heart right there. And I can do some things with it. I have a turtle that I can add on there if I choose to add a turtle. But I'm not going to do the turtle right now. I'm just going to basically work with what I have. Okay. All right. And I also have these as well. These are connectors as well. You can use those on your charm necklace if you have them. And I also have my clasp, which I will be adding that to the end of things later. Okay, I did locate what I was looking for. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to add on this namaste. Essentially means peace, whatever. Let me see if I can get it in there. If I can't get that in there, I'm going to use a lower gauge. That right there, that gauge is a pretty thick gauge. That's around, I think, about 10 to 12 millimeters. This one I'm going to use right here. These are, doesn't say, 8 millimeter. 8 millimeter. All right, so these are a little bit smaller to go into the little smaller holes that I have here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this right around here because I think it'll go really nicely in between there. Just my opinion. I'm gonna open it up just a tad. And what I do normally for these type of jump rings, I wrap them around themselves a little bit. I just take it and wrap it. There we go. All right, there we are. And then I'm going to put that down. Alrighty, actually I need to take that off and move that up because it's too close to the heart, and I don't want, one of the things that I'm doing when I make the charm necklaces, I don't want them, the charms sitting on top of each other, because it takes away from the beauty of the necklace. And that's just me. I don't know how other people do their stuff, but that's the way I like to do mine. I don't want it to be caked on top of each other. Okay, so we're going to move that down. There we go. And sometimes the jump rings can be really crazy to work with. All right, there we go. And I will fix anything else I need to fix on the lines of that. All right, so here we go. There we are. It's starting to really form. It's really a beautiful, listen, this will sell. Somebody's going to find the beauty in it. Okay. All right. So now my question is, I already have a heart on there, but I can still add another heart up in here somewhere. But before I go and do that, let's see if I want to put this somewhere in between. And I'm looking at that heart. Now this one already has a hook on there. So only thing that I'm going to do is or a jump ring, I'm sorry, not a hook. I'm going to put another one on here so that it can have a little bit of length to it. Okay. I like when charms hang from things. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. Alrighty, there we are. So we're just going to turn that back around. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Look at all the reds. You see all the reds and things in there? Just brings it out. You have a little bit of blues. I'm going to see if I have a blue to kind of bring it out with. Like a teal blue. If I do, oh, I do. I think I do. Yes, 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 yes. I'm going to add a little bit of that teal blue into there too. Again, guys, use your creative imagination to come up with the designs. And one of the things about bead soup, it forces you to come out of your comfort zone. I talk about that a lot. It forces you to come out of the norm, the place that you're normally creating from. We sometimes create from a place of, oh, I can do that because those colors go there. But it takes a lot to create something out of something that's ordinary, something that's plain, that you would not otherwise ever add together. Okay. That's how you get some of your greatest designs. Now look at that. That is gorgeous. Now that lane there, the way it is not too bad. I don't have a problem with how that is laying, because actually it gives it a little bit of color and texture, and it's not too crowdy. Okay, that's not too crowdy there. And I did it on this side to kind of break up the silver over on this side, and it actually does, which I love about that. It breaks up the silver. Now did I want to add in this color? Could I add that in there? Absolutely. Why? Because that's there and that's there. So I'm going to do that. It's just random. And again, I'm creating out of what I have, y'all. If nobody else wears this charm necklace, Queso will. So I'm going to put this right here. Right up in there. And I'm using a combination of 8mm jump rings and 12mm jump rings. Ooh, guys, I like that. Listen, okay, whatever. I like it. I guess that's all that matters, is I like it, right? Now, I could add some more color and texture to it, but I think that is going to be okay. And you, as you guys can see, I'm just looking at other things I can add on in there. Let's see. I have this baseball mitt, but here's the truth. I want to do something with this. So I am going to add this back in, but my trouble is, which side do I add it on? Which side do I add this on? Do I add it on this side? Do I add it in between here? Do I add it in between there? But then I would need to move this down to kind of give it that cohesiveness that I like to have. I could move it over here. You know what? I'm just going to go with my instinct. One of the things about being a jewelry artist, you can change your mind right in the middle of it because it's your design. All right, let's see. And what I will do is I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to change this up. I'm going to put this back on there, but I'm going to move it elsewhere. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take that off of there. Sometimes it gets stuck. But the one thing about these particular jump rings, they do not come off easy. That's what I do love about these. I try to get these all the time. I get these from Hobby Lobby, by the way. At one point, I was like, where do I get those from? And I kept forgetting. And I was like, girl, you better remember where you get the things from so you can go back in there and get it again. Okay. All right, here we are. Here we are. All right. Now, let's see how this works out. Okay. All right. Now, I am going to move a few things around. Okay. I'm going to definitely move a few things around. And as you can see, there's like a little bit of an eyesore here. And the eyesore is going to be this part right here. And I'm going to actually put it back in. Don't worry, guys. I'm actually going to put that back in. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to put it back in. Okay. There. Okay. Now, I like the lockets next to each other. I think it gives it a little vibe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one here. We're going to just move things around, y'all. That's what we do. We move it around. If it don't look right where it is, okay, I'm just saying. Now, the beauty about this is I started this charm necklace off screen. And I'm literally rearranging it on screen. Okay? So you're seeing the actual transformation right online. Okay, there we go. And I'm trying to make sure that I do it accordingly. There we go. Uh-oh. There we are. Alrighty, there we are. Squish that together. Now, there we are. Now, what am I going to be doing next? Well, I'm going to move this one. I'm going to move it down. And guys, I want to say that sometimes when we have a hard time making something, that's going to be your best seller. That is going to be the best seller. That's going to be the one that's going to sell right away. I'll let you know if this one does or not. But look at that. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So, I've rearranged everything like I want it. It gives it that cohesiveness that I like. So now, what I'm going to do is now I have to make a choice whether I'm going to move these down here or up here rather. And mix and match all the way. Because ultimately I want it to kind of have that symmetry as much as possible. Will it have the symmetry all together? No, it won't. Okay. Now, I could move these down like I said previously before. But I don't know if that's what I want to do. Let me see if I can just build it out like that. Okay. Let's try it. I'm here. So let's go for it. Because all we can do is, sorry about that, y'all, blocking the screen. Be careful, y'all, because I kind of nipped myself. All right, there we go. Like I said, once these charms are on, or the jump rings are on, it's kind of hard to get them off, which is good. That's not a complaint. That's actually a compliment. So now, do I want to do this? Put them up front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off for a second because I'm going to figure it out. And if you like videos where you have to figure things out, this is a great video for you. Okay, there we are. Now, the other thing is now, what am I doing with this one? So I'm going to take this one off real quickly too. Take it off. Okay. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the back real quick, y'all, because I do want to put the, well, I could put the clasp on later, but I like to put it on just so that it'll have that length that I want. So I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to take this off. Give me a second, y'all. I'm going to put the clasp on. There we go. There we are. And I'm just going to switch pliers. Sorry about the lint, y'all. I got lint. There we go. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this right back on here. And I may add like a little additive right here. We'll see. And what I mean by the additive is like a little charm that hangs off of there. All right. Okay, here we go. Yep. All right, now I fixed that because that was irritating me. Do I want to do this now? Do I want to add that right here? And I think I might. But like I said, I'll change it up if I think like it's not going to work right there. All right. Now, the other option I could do so that this can hang out a little more is to add another jump ring on there. Because I do want it to hang out just a little bit. So let me do that. Okay. Guys, this is not a fast project. And actually, I'm purposely moving slower because I want this design to be purposeful. Like I said, I am using charms that don't match. And I'm making a charm necklace out of leftover charms. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. That happens. And that happens because of the thickness of the jump ring. All right, there we go. Now, all right. Okay, that's starting to look pretty good to me. The only thing I would say, well, maybe I could move it up here a little bit. Possibly. But I'm not really caring about that at the moment. That's not really important. But it does stick out better. Okay. All right, so let me fix this one as well. I'm doing this one, y'all. This one's going back on there. Okay. Now we're going to do this one right here. All righty. There we go. Okay, let me use that to pull that through. Yeah. All right, now we'll go back to this one and we will, there we go. There we go. Yay! All right, now with this one, I'm going to probably move it up because it's too close to the heart. So I have to separate this a little bit. This one right here. Okay, there we go. All right, we'll move that up here. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I love it. Yep. That will work. And I like the way that it does that. So with this one, what I'm going to probably do is wind up moving this one down. I think I might move this one down. I'm not sure. Not that it matters. Well, in my mind it does. Because it's like, I like symmetry. And I like things to line up right. It's just something to my eyes. It's has to be aesthetically pleasing to me. And not to say that I don't care about what others, might not like or nothing like that, but when I'm designing it, I have to see it. It's like a designer's eye. You see something and you want to make sure that what you're seeing is looking like you're envisioning it. All right, look at that. Okay, cool. Yes. Now, what could I put right here? I don't know. I may just leave that as is because, I just may. All right. And yep, you know what I'm going back to fix? That part right there. Alrighty, there we go. Okay. All right. Oh, I like that, y'all. That's really cute. It's really just junky. All right, now, do I want to put this on this side or do I want to lift it up or go up a little bit? Let's see. We're just going to look around and see what we're going to do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this one back in. think I'm going to add that one back in. And I am going to switch these out, because I like these better. I need to go get a whole bunch of these. I really love these. And of course you might have to, you know, get a smaller one because of the hole that's inside of the smaller charms, but it'll be okay. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alrighty. There we go. All right, there we are. Okay, we're pulling everything together. We're going to turn this back around like it's supposed to be, because y'all know charms like to do what they do. All right, hold on. Okay, so since that did that, sometimes it does do that, guys, when you're adding on something else. And if you didn't notice, the charm did fall off. And where it fell to, I don't know, which is really, really strange. But we're not going to worry about that. Here it is. I'll find it. Here it is. I got it right here. So what I'm going to do with this one, since this one is acting a bit weird, I'm going to take this part and turn it around the elephant. And that should solve the issue. Okay. I'll just turn it around. There we go. Okay. Now, we're going to take this one and put it back on here. Now, let me see. This hole might be a little bit big enough where I can put this one in there. We're going to see. I'll test it out. Because if it is, I'm just going to use it, because I don't like the, yep. There we go. All right. Sometimes you get a chance to use the bigger jumper in the littler charm, and it works well. Okay, now guys, look at this. This is cute. Now, where I started off is not where I'm ending, and this is why I'm saying it's crucial for you to take the time to get the vision in your mind. And sometimes you might not get the vision in your mind until you're literally in the midst of designing it, right? Okay. All right, so we're going to add on, I'm going to add on some more of these. Okay. So that is a foot. I'm going to add that on there just because. All right, I'm adding these on there just because I can. And listen, the charms do not have to be anything specific. You can add whatever charms you want. That's the point of you making a bead soup charm necklace. Oh, guys, I'm really starting to dig this. This is fire. Okay? So again, we have that same issue here. And if I need to, I'll take the charm and switch it back around. Okay? Which I think I'll go ahead and do that right now. And sometimes that happens for whatever reason. When you're messing around with the chain, sometimes it just gets wonky on you. Okay? There we go. Ha! And there you go. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. Do I wish that I can do something else? Yeah, but I'm working with what I got, y'all. I'm working with what I have. Let's see. Now, my other objective is to add in more color. And I'm going to see if I have like more reds or something. I don't know. But if I don't, it's okay. It really is okay if I don't have something more red I can add to it. I'm not really gonna fuss about it. And then like I could add like some gold tones in it, which, you know, I don't know. And like, see, I could add that key to it, right? But I don't really want to. I kind of like just want to keep it in the silver. But if I don't have anything else silver to add, then I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to try to go with what I got. Because ultimately, if you don't have anything else to design with, you got to design with what you have. So I have this turtle. So I am going to be adding, no, I don't think I want to add the turtle. I don't want to add the turtle. I am going to add that star though. I think that star will go cool. Let's go with the star. Oh yeah, that'll go perfectly. Yep. And this one, I'm not going to be making it any lengthier or longer than what it is right now because I don't want to. Okay, look at that. Because that's going to go well. Oh my gosh, guys. That is so cute. Now, here's what I'm thinking. And no, it may not be conventional, but hey, I'm going to work with it. I am going to put this one right here. Since we have all like the bigger ones at the bottom, we have a combination of big and small, okay? But we know that the bigger charms are kind of like carrying it. Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. So, for this one, I don't really care much that it is kind of on top of it. I don't really care about that. What I could do is move these around. Okay, these right here. Like I told you, this is a whole project for me. Y'all think I'll be playing. Like, nope. I'm really into this, okay? Because I'm not going to be satisfied until it looks the way I think it should look. How it should look right about now, guys, I really don't know. That's why we're going through the process to find out. Okay? That's why we're going through this whole process to see what it need to look like. Okay? Now, this may need to move somewhere else. But one thing is for sure. I'm going to get it. And I'm taking you through all of this process because designing is a process, y'all. It really is a process. It just is. It really is it's just a process. Okay, so now, do I want to move that around? Yeah, I could. I can move that up here. Let me move this down. Alrighty. Because these are combinations of different colors, okay? And it doesn't really matter the size of it all. Cool. I like that. Now, I'm still bringing the cross back into it because I like that there. Let me tell you, I like this here. So we're going to go with it. And we're going to flow with it. Yes, we are. Okay. Alrighty. All right, there we go. All right. Okay. Now, I like it. Now, the only thing I want to do is I want to add in that heart right here. Because this is a junk, it is a junk charm necklace, okay? So it means it's going to be a little junky. Okay. All right, there. Oh my goodness. Guys, do you see what I see? Hello, do you see what I see? Because I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. The only thing I'm going to do with that one is I'm going to take this and I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to open that up. Because like I said, sometimes the charms get a little wonky when you start messing around with the chain. Okay. All right. So we'll take that, turn it around that way. I was thinking about making it a little longer, but I'm not. I'm not going to go trivialize it. Okay, there we go. Yay. Yes, guys. This is coming out to be pretty nice, I think. What you think? You can be honest. I don't care. Because what ultimately matters is whether I like it or not. Okay? All right. Now, what I could do with this one is I could lower that to make it a little bit lower. Okay, let's try that middle. Let's do that. Because I just want to see. Inquiring minds want to know. My mind want to know. How about that? My mind. My mind want to know. All right. All right, so we're going to put that together there. All right. When you hear the click, that usually means that the jump ring is closed. Okay. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, there we are. Oh, I like it. Oh, that was a good idea. Yes, that was actually a brilliant idea. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. That did something for it. At least in my mind's eye, it did. It did something completely for it. And I'm looking at it again. I'm looking at it again. All right. So I could move that over there. Or move that there. I know y'all like, would you just make up your mind already? I would if I could. I would if I could. I said I would if I could. Okay. Right now, I am playing around with different spots that these charms will look good on. Okay. That's what I'm doing. Okay. That's exactly what I'm doing there. Okay. Now, I do like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So, which side do I move this on? This side or that side? Or do I leave it out altogether? But I don't want to leave it out altogether. I think either I'll move it up or I'll move it here. Okay, we're going to go back to that one. And I'm going to see if I'm going to add any more up here. Or is this going to be the base of everything where everything is kind of congregated all together? What do I want to add on if I want to add anything else on, you know? I have some seahorses that I definitely want to put on here. Okay, so let's see where we're going to add that. I'm going to add that right about here. I think that'll go perfectly right about here. And I think I do have a couple of these. I'm not sure. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just add one on one side and add another something on the other side. Guys, be careful with these type of jump rings. They will make you hurt yourself. Okay, there you are. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't think I have another one. But I do have some other here. I have like the lazy cats or something like that. I can add that on there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add it. Let me cut that off. Alrighty, there we go. Now with this jump ring, I'm going to have to fix it because it's already coming off. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to add on the big jump ring to it. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to put that there. Yeah, right about here. Okay. And again, this is all about you using what you have. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, y'all. It's a little bit hectic sometimes trying to get them big, thicker jump rings together. Alright, there we are. Okay, look at that. Look at how that's coming out to be. Let me turn that back around, how it's supposed to be. There we go. Look at that, though. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah. That is absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I do need to put something back up in here, and I think, I don't know if this is going to go on this side or not. Okay. Yep, I'll just do it like that. Now, I could move that heart out of the way, but I don't really want that heart. The only thing about the heart I could do is I can probably make it a little bit longer so it'll lay down like. Alrighty. Or I might move it around somewhere else. Let me see how that looks there. Okay. Now y'all know what I'm looking at, right? Y'all know I'm looking at this heart, this cross right here. They like, get it together, girl. You and that cross right there. I know. Ultimately, if I think it doesn't work out, I'll remove it and then just place this in another project. But I think it is going to work. It's just a matter of me placing it where I think it needs to look, where I think it will look good at. That's ultimately what that's about there. Okay, so I think that'll be okay right there. So now I'm just going to add the heart right here. And that's going to be the bulkiness of it right here. Now, I know I talked about in the beginning of the video, like I don't like it where it's layered on top of each other. In some cases, it's okay for it to be layered on top of each other. It makes sense. And for right now, this does make sense for it to do so. Okay? Yeah. I'm going to add a few more things on here. And then I am going to come back with the finished results. But as you can see, I've already added different charms to make it a charm necklace. So give me a moment and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. What I wind up doing, guys, was moving things around. As you see, I moved the cross up here, I moved the star down here, and I moved some other things around. But ultimately, I am done with this junk charm necklace. I think it came out fabulous. I am very impressed with it, and I'll do more of these. I'll do another tutorial talking about how I got all this together and all of the things, right? But I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Let me just put it up to you a little bit. Look at that. Yeah, that is neat. And I guarantee you somebody is going to buy it. All right. Thank you so much for coming back and watching me as I went through my process of making this charm necklace. And hopefully you got some ideas too, where you can take those charms that have just been laying around doing nothing and you can make something out of them. Well, as I always tell you, happy beading, and I'll see you in the next